Okay, so first of all, good morning to everyone. In the last session, we seen about the resources of the geothermal energy. So who will repeat that resources? So which were that resources of geothermal energy? We seen 4 types of the resources. So who will tell me the names of that resources? After that, we are moving towards the next points, and we will end our sixth chapter here itself. We'll tell the resources, hydrothermal resources. So which was the next resources of geothermal energy. We seen hydrothermal resources, then geopressured resources, hot dry rock resources, magma resources, etc. types of the resources we seen in the last lecture. So in this session, we are going to see the methods of harnessing energy. So which are the methods of harnessing energy, or which are the methods of collecting the geothermal energy. So first of all, we will see what is the difference between the thermal power plant and geothermal power plant. So after discussing that point, we will see which are the methods of harnessing the geothermal energy. So on the screen, you can see the contents here. So in that contents, you can see large number of systems are needed to the steam from geo well. That means if you want to steam from the geo well, that means where maybe the geo well or geo pond or geo hot spring maybe. So if you want to utilize that steam, so large number of systems should be installed to collect that geothermal energy. So this is the difference in between the thermal power plant and geothermal power plant. So in geothermal power plant, what we want to do, we have to install much number of systems to collect the steam from the geo pond or geo well. So the next point is the geo plant operates continuously as base load plant. So base load plant means what? It is not a continuous. The output from that plant is not a constant amount. So side by plant, you can call it as side by plant. So it is not a single unit. So some another plant should be used with this type of the plants to supply the energy. And the next one is that these are classified as dry steam plant, flash steam plants, etc. So and one more difference is that geothermal plant is always located away from the city. It is not located in the city, or geothermal plant is always located away from the city, or at the place where geothermal field is occurred, or geothermal field is formed. So at such places, geothermal plant is located. So this is the one difference, because in case of the thermal power plant, we are considering the factors for site selection, and according to site selection criteria, we are installing that plant. But in case of geothermal plant, what happens? We have to locate a plant at such places where geothermal well or geothermal energy is available. At that place only you can install the system. So as compared to nuclear thermal power plant or any other type of the thermal power plant, the amount of the energy generated is less in case of the geothermal power plant. So why? This is the energy that we are getting freely without utilizing any type of the fuel. So whatever the heat energy we are getting from the earth, that should be used only in case of the geothermal plant. So in case of the geothermal plant, we all know the temperature is not always constant, or it may be constant or it may not be constant. That depends on the type of the plant that is formed. So a large amount of the geothermal fluid is required in geoplant because of low temperature. That means if you want to generate the same amount of energy as compared to thermal power plant, so at such places, large amount of the geothermal fluid, that means that may be fluid means steam or water, so whatever it may be, large amount of the geothermal energy is required to generate required amount of the output. So this is about the geothermal plant and general thermal power plant. These are the differences. So if we see about the which are the methods of harnessing energy. So in case of the harnessing energy, there is a classification again. So that classification is depending upon the availability of water temperature. That means the where geothermal plant is formed. Where geothermal plant is formed, at such places, the temperature of that water should be considered while distinguishing the power plants or harnessing methods. So these are classified dry steam plants. We seen yesterday only what is dry steam plant. So first classification is dry steam plant, then flash steam plant, and the last one is the binary cycle plant. So we are going to see these three types of the power plants one by one. So on screen, you can see the image of the dry steam plants. So dry steam plants here in the image you can see. Suppose there is a water or heated water, water having highest temperature is available inside this rock, and that steam coming from that water is collected here at the upper side, and that steam is utilized for the rotating or spinning of the turbine. That means to generate the electricity. So whenever that turbine is rotated, the rotational movement is passed again to the generator, and that generator converts mechanical energy into the electrical energy. We all know the function of the generator and turbine. So what happens whenever that steam is utilized by for spinning of the turbine or for rotating the turbine, the remaining when that steam is the temperature of the steam is coming down, or the water droplets are formed when after moving the turbine. So that water droplets are again transferred to here. So that temperature of that the temperature below the ground is highest. So the whatever the cooled water is there, or cooled amount of the vapor is there, that cool vapor is again transferred in, underground, and the temperature of that water is heated again, and so the whatever may be the steam formed is again transferred for the next procedure. So and this is the process of the dry steam plant. So in case of the dry steam plants, water is not available, only steam is transferred to rotate the turbine. So the temperature of that underground water is much higher because the only steam is transferred here. So we seen in the yesterday's session. So dry steam plant is the one type of the hydrothermal plant. So that is primarily fluid is or primary steam is required for rotating the turbine. So steam directly traveled to a turbine. That means whatever the steam coming from the underground water, that steam is directly uh, thrown on the turbine or used to spin the turbine. So which drives a generator, and that produces the electricity. So the steam eliminates the need to burn the fossil fuel. That means the whatever the steam coming from the underground water. So because of that steam, any fossil fuel is not required, or any other type of the raw material is not required to generate that amount of the steam. That means the whatever the steam coming from the underground, that is freely available in nature. If we will not use that amount of the steam, that steam may get wasted. So for that reason, the steam eliminates the need to burn the fossil fuels, or that steam is utilized to to run the turbine. So it also reduces the that means the cost of the transportation, and storing purposes. That means if you utilize some amount of the fuel here, not only for here. So in case of the other types of the thermal power plant, so to generate that required amount of the steam, we are utilizing fuel. So transportation of that fuel, storing mechanism, or storing whatever may be storing purpose there, the location may be. So that increases the cost of the plant. So this cost is reduced in case of the geothermal power plants. So in case of the dry steam power plants, this type of the power plants emits only steam, and if there are gases, so minor amount of the gases if present, the minor of amount of the gases are transferred from this steam. So the next type is the flash steam plant. So here you can see in case of the flash tank plant. So what is the difference here? Flash tank is connected. So this is the only difference as compared to the dry steam plants. In case of the flash steam plant, so the only difference is flash tank is connected here. So here what we are doing, so in the last type of the dry steam plant, what is done, only steam is collected to run the turbine. So in case of the flash steam plants, water is pumped upwards in the flash tank. So the temperature of that water is much higher. That means the above 100 degrees Celsius up to 182 degrees Celsius, 150 degrees Celsius, that much amount of the temperature of water is available underground. So at such places, flash steam plants are utilized, and that water is collected in the flash steam tank. So what happens whenever that water is collected in the flash tank, the steam coming from that water is used to run the turbine or to spin the turbine. So again, the procedure is same. The cooled vapor or the cooled droplets of water are again transferred into the well, and the whatever the electricity generated, that is dependent upon the pressure of the steam, and the turbine rotates. Turbine transfer the mechanical energy to the generator, and that generator converts mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Whatever the generated amount of the electricity is there, that should be used for the running the load. So the only difference is here is flash tank is connected here, and whatever the steam coming from that flash tank, that is used for the running the turbine or rotating the turbine. So flash steam plants are most common type of the geothermal power generation plants nowadays. Actually, nowadays flash steam plants are most commonly used. So the whatever may be the fluid, that may be water is mostly available underground. So the temperature of that water is above 150 degrees Celsius or up to above 100 degrees Celsius also. So that water is pumped under high pressure into a tank, and whatever the steam coming from that water is utilized to run the or to drive the turbine, which drives the generator also. That turbine again drives the generator also. So if in case of any liquid remains in the tank, then it can be returned back into the second tank to extract even more energy. So the next type is the third type of the harnessing the energy is the binary cycle power plant. on the screen you can see the image of the binary cycle power plant. So what is the difference as compared to the die-stream plant and flash stream plant here? Who will tell me the difference of the binary cycle power plant? Constructional differences I am asking about. On the screen you can see the power plant, construction of that power plant. So who will tell me the what is the difference here in the construction as compared to the last two types? Is anyone listening to me, or you just joined for the attendance purpose only?
Heat exchanger.
Oh, very good. Heat exchanger is connected in case of the binary cycle power plant. So here two types of the fuels are used. So one is the first primary fuel, and second is the secondary fluid or ordinary fuel or organic fuel, you can call it as. So in case of the first fuel, if heated water or higher amount of the temperature water is available at the underground, that water is transferred here in the heat exchanger. So there is one more fluid is flowing through this pipe here. So another type of the fuel is flowing through this, like ammonia or freon, etc. So there may be another type of the liquid in this tank here or in this pipe here. So the heat coming from this underground fluid, generally water is available underground, so the heat coming from that or heat of the water is used here to heat the another type of the liquid. That means इथं जे लिक्विड आहे सेकंडरी लिक्विड यूज केलेलं आहे, म्हणजे अमोनिया यूज केलेला असू दे किंवा त्याचे मल्टिपल टाइप्स असतील, बुटेन वगैरे असं काही मला माहित नाही एक्झॅक्टली कुठले, अमोनिया, फ्रिऑन इटसेट्रा त्याचे टाइप्स आहेत. तर डिपेंडिंग ऑन द ऍप्लिकेशन विच टाइप ऑफ द फ्लुइड इज यूज्ड हियर. सो टू हीट दैट फ्लुइड, द heated water or heated water coming from the geo plant is utilized here in the heat exchanger. So what heat exchanger does? Heat exchanger passes the heat of the water to the another type of the fluid. That means the fluid flowing through this pipe, and whenever that fluid is heated, so the steam coming from that fluid is used to spin the or to rotate the turbine. म्हणजे ह्या केसमध्ये बायनरी सायकल पॉवर प्लांट मध्ये दोन प्रकारचे फ्लुइड यूज केले जातात. दोन प्रकारचे फ्लुइड कोणते? एक अंडरग्राउंड मध्ये जे अवेलेबल आहे ते, आणि दुसरं म्हणजे टर्बाइनला फ्लो करण्यासाठी ज्या केमिकलची, ज्या लिक्विडची स्टीम पाहिजे ते एक युटिलाइज केलेलं असतं. तर जे अंडरग्राउंड करून येणाऱ्या फ्लुइडची टेम्परेचर आहे, ते फ्लुइडचे टेम्परेचर कशाला दिलं जातं? तर जे टर्बाइन्स रोटेट करण्यासाठी लिक्विड यूज केलेलं आहे, केमिकल यूज केलेलं आहे, त्या केमिकलला पास करण्यासाठी हीट एक्सचेंजर थ्रू अंडरग्राउंडचे जे फ्लुइड आहेत त्याची हीट एनर्जी ट्रान्सफर केलेली असते. सो दिस इज द डिफरन्स हियर इन केस ऑफ द बायनरी पॉवर प्लांट. All you understood this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here you can see the binary cycle type plants are usually 7 to 12% efficient. Because, so why this is the efficiency of this type of the plant is up to 7 to 12%? Because we have to transfer heat energy of the one liquid to another. So the 30% of the heat energy is utilized for transferring the heat energy. So the efficiency of this type of the plant is low, or depending upon the temperature of the geothermal fluid. That means the geothermal fluid may be the water, maybe. So depending on the temperature of that water available underground, that means the temperature we cannot say this much amount of the temperature is available at the underground. That may be that may vary according to the site or according to the location. सो जे काही जमिनीतून येणारी हीट एनर्जी आहे ती काय आपण डिफाईन करू शकत नसतो, ती नॅचरली आहे आणि त्याचे जे काही टेम्परेचर असेल त्या टेम्परेचर वरती डिपेंड असेल की इफिशियन्सी किती आहे. सो 30% ऑफ एनर्जी वेस्ट होते त्याच्यामध्ये ट्रान्सफर करण्यामध्ये. So the binary cycle power plants vary in sizes from 500 kilowatt to 10 megawatts, depending on the temperature available of the liquid that is available underground. So all you understood the types of the or methods of the harnessing the energy. So there were 3 types. So first one is the dry steam plant, second one is the flash steam plant, and third one is the binary cycle plant. I hope you all understood this point. If anyone having a query regarding this, they can ask me. Is anyone having query regarding this?
No.
Okay, shall we move towards the next point?
Yes.
Okay, the next point is the types of the geothermal wells. So there are 2 types of the geothermal wells. First one is the open loop system or closed loop system. You all know, you've seen in the control system what is open loop system and closed loop system. So who will tell me the open loop system? What exactly open loop system is? So in case of the geothermal energy, open loop system is means what? Whenever you are utilizing the heated water or heated liquid that is coming from the underground, that heated water is utilized at the earth surface. That means for any application. So after utilizing that water is not returned back to the underground. So that water is again transferred to the another type of the well. That means the जेव्हा तुम्ही हिटेड वॉटर अंडरग्राउंड कडून पंप करून वरती घेता अर्थ सरफेसला घेतल्यानंतर तुम्ही इलेक्ट्रिसिटीसाठी यूज करत असाल किंवा देर मे बी मल्टिपल युजेस ऑफ दॅट वॉटर, हिटेड वॉटर, दॅट मे बी फॉर द बाथ टब मध्ये पण तुम्ही ते हिटेड वॉटर यूज करू शकता किंवा बेसिन मध्ये ते गरम पाण्याचा नळ आणि गार पाण्याचा नळ अशा टाइप मध्ये गरम पाणी ते त्यासाठी पण यूज करू शकता किंवा त्याचे मल्टिपल युजेस असू शकतात. Depends on the application. So after utilizing that water is not again returned back to geothermal system. So that water is utilized for the another purpose only. That means the ज्यावेळेस ते पाणी गार केलं जातं म्हणजे गार होतं आफ्टर युटिलायझेशन, ते गार झाल्यानंतर एक तर दुसरं म्हणजे तळ्यामध्ये सोडलं जातं किंवा दुसरं काहीतरी दुसरं कशासाठी तरी यूज केलं जातं, ते रिटर्न त्या सिस्टमला पास केले जात नाही. तर अशा केसमध्ये जी सिस्टम असते त्याला काय म्हणलं जातं, ओपन लूप सिस्टम म्हणलं जातं. And if the water coming from that source is at constant temperature, so the system is uniform capacity. So the capacity of the system is uniform and having high efficiency in heating and cooling also. The cooling of the system is at same and heating is also same. So in case of the open loop system, so that water is not returned back to that system. So in case of the closed loop system, what happens in case of the closed loop system, after utilization of the, in case of the binary cycle power plant, you can see in the image that water is again returned to that place here. That means if there is a well or heated water available at the underground, that steam coming from that heated water is utilized again after cooling that steam. That steam is again passed here for the heating purposes. So this is the closed loop system. Binary cycle power plant is the one example of the closed loop system. It is not a open loop system. Okay, if anyone having query regarding open loop system or closed loop system. So here you can see the last point here, potential of geothermal energy in India. Okay, so if we speak about the potential of geothermal, city generation, that may be for the heating of the water or maybe for the industrial purpose also. So, so the detailed information of that geothermal energy that will be provided in the notes. So if anyone having query regarding the points that we have seen in the today's session, they can ask me, otherwise we will stop here. Okay, is there anyone having query regarding this? We will take screenshot of your. Okay, so So here we completed our 6th unit. In case of any query, you can ask me. We will take screenshot of your attendance. Okay, notes will be provided today only. So you can start for writing assignments of the RES. So we will stop here. Thank you for joining the session.